I have heard you with my ear, but now I see you with my eyes. Job 42:5. When you first became a Christian, what made you turn? If you look at Ephesians 3:16, it says, I pray that he may grant you, according to the riches of his glory, to be strengthened with power in your inner being through his Spirit, and that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. I pray that you, being rooted and firmly established in love, may be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the length and width, height and depth of God's love, and to know Christ's love that surpasses knowledge, so that you may be filled with all of the fullness of God. That is a prayer that Paul was saying to the Ephesians church, which is kind of weird if you think about it in context, because if they're Christian, obviously they're aware of Jesus and who he is. So why is Paul saying this prayer about God's love when obviously the Ephesian church knows this? Do they? I just want to say today that we can never fully comprehend it. If you're struggling with sin or you have a habit of sin, what on earth makes you think that that sin that you keep struggling with is greater than God's love and mercy? I'm just going to be honest. What on earth makes you think that? That is a lie straight from the pits of hell, and we're not having it because that is far from the truth. We can't even begin to comprehend God's love for us, and I am trying my very best to show you that, but I just say you have to experience that. Know God's love. Know his love for his creation. Think of all the sins you've done so far, or think of the sin that you're constantly struggling with right now to this day. Put that up against God's love. Doesn't stand a chance. You're here because you think that you're not saved anymore. You're here because you think that you might have fallen a little too far from God. That's far from the truth. And we experience God's love when we're at our weakest, when we're at our lowest. That's when he comes to us with even more love and grace and mercy. Dive deeper into his love. Don't just hear it. Like, if a good, sinful father can look at their children and say, I love you, imagine a holy father that is sinless looking down on you and saying, I love you. He created you. Your sin is not greater than God. If you are with Christ, you are with Christ. He lives in you now. You're going to fail. You're going to mess up. But it's the choice to keep fighting that makes you who you are. And he's going to show you mercy and love each and every time. You no longer want to be a sinful man. You no longer want to live in sin. And God sees that and he knows that. And his mercy is way greater than your failure. So I just want to remind you that. And yeah, I also have another verse I want to share with y'all today. It is in Psalms. This one, I like this one a lot. I found it out a couple of days ago. A prayer for restoration. This is after the whole David and Bathsheba nonsense. Come on, David. Come on. No, okay. But it says, be gracious to me, God, according to your faithful love, according to your abundant compassion. Blot out my rebellion, completely wash away my guilt, and cleanse me from sin. For I am conscious of my rebellion, and my sin is always before me. Against you, you alone, I have sinned and done this evil in your sight. So you are right when you pass sentence. You are blameless when you judge. Indeed, I was guilty when I was born. I was sinful when my mother conceived me. Surely you would desire integrity in my inner self, and you teach me wisdom deep within. Purify me with hyssop, and I will be clean. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness. Let the bones you have crushed rejoice. That's the kind of God you serve. A God who will, when you call out to him, immediately show you infinite grace, infinite love, and infinite mercy. Your sins are not greater than God. Sorry. Jesus paid the price for that in full. And there is no receipt. receive your love. If you want to grow truly with Christ, it's not about looking around and seeing what more of can you do. It's simply surrendering yourself more to Christ and opening up your hands and saying, I receive. God, show me more love. Show me more compassion. I feel like a failure, God. God, I feel like a sinful man again. God, I feel unsaved. Continue to open your hands towards Him. Continue to seek His face. God knows your heart. Be honest every time when you fail, when you mess up. Surrender and allow Him to give you and show you the love He has for you. I pray that you experience God's love today, that He shows you in some way, shape, or form how much He truly loves you, that if you're having these negative thoughts, these wicked thoughts of, oh, I feel unsaved, or oh, I feel unloved, I pray that God reveals His love to you today. I pray that He just overfills you with the love and mercy that you need right now. And I also encourage you to continue fighting. Whatever sin you're dealing with, keep surrendering to God each and every day. You're with Christ now. There's no going back. God has you in His arms and He's not letting go, I promise you, or else I would be lying. His word is true. If you believe in His word, know that He has you in His arms and He's not letting you go this time. Satan's a liar, and go out and be the church. God bless.